It's now that special time for the children's story. So children, if you want to come up to the front here, we've got a good story for you today. Okay, just come up and sit on the platform here. Right, we've got a lot of children, haven't we? Wow, they're still coming. All right, make sure you can sit down where you can see the screen there as well, because there's some pictures that you need to see for this story. Okay, I'll move that back there. Well, I think we're soon going to have more children than adults in this church, aren't we? Yeah. Excellent. All right, have you had a good week, children? Yes. Have you done anything exciting? Yeah? What have you done that's exciting? You've been to the beach before. That's exciting. Oh, I'm jealous now. I'd like to do that. Okay, I like doing exciting things. You know, I don't like to be bored for too long. And I do exciting things quite often when I get the chance. Do any of you like going for walks? Yes, some of you like going for walks. Okay, I like going for walks when the walks are exciting. Okay, how about going for a walk up this mountain? Cold, it was raining. Yes, okay. So you don't like walks in cold, wet places. Yeah, you like walks? Yes, and you like walks. Excellent, good. Okay, I'm going to take you on a walk or two this morning. Here's the first walk. Oh no, and that is 3,000 feet up a mountain. In the cloud, you see that mist you can see there? That is actually the cloud coming down on us. And actually, when we were walking across this ridge here, the cloud was right down, couldn't see where we were going at all. Oh, and it's 1,000 feet. Down that side of it is 1,000-foot drop down into the valley, and down the other side it's a 500-foot drop down. So you have to be very careful where you're walking. But I want to tell you, we made it to the top. And there I am with my friend Jacobus. We're right at the top of Helvellyn in the Lake District. It's a lovely climb. I had done that climb before, many years ago, before Eileen was even born. I had done that walk. Here we are. There we are. Okay, does that look like me? No. Well, if I tell you, that on the back is my son, who's now 28 years old. And there he was 7 months old. And there's a very good-looking lady over there that's hiding. That's my wife, Louisa. And we did that when my son was 7 months old. We climbed, and you can see there's a beautiful view at the top, isn't there? Beautiful view. Whereas in this picture, oh dear, there's no view at all. So you would prefer to do it on the left-hand side when the sun's shining, wouldn't you? You don't want to do it at all. I'll tell you what, when I climbed that mountain, and I'm not going to show you that picture, I climbed that mountain with a group of young people from Camp Hill Church in Birmingham, and they were scared. You know, there was one girl that was climbing that mountain, and she was so scared, she was crying. But she said, I'm going to do it. And two boys went one each side of her, and they held her, they linked arms with her, and they walked across that striding edge, and they made it to the top, and it was fantastic. But that's not the story I want to tell you. The story I want to tell you is here, also in the Lake District, where we were on holiday a couple of weeks ago, and we were doing an 8-mile walk, and it was raining. Not so much fun walking in the rain, is it? But you love walking in the rain. I like this boy. I'm going to take him with me. Yeah, we'll go for a walk in the rain later. We had this lovely walk to do, and we don't care about the rain. We just dress up for it, and we do it. And here we are, going up a lovely valley in the rain. There's Alison, there's Louisa, and there's my friend Jacobus, walking up this valley. We met all sorts of things up that valley. We met some... Good. Yes, we met some sheep. I told this story last week, and one of the adults said goats. So I'm glad you got it right. Excellent. We met some sheep, and we met some... Is that a baby sheep? It's not a goat. Yeah. It's a cow. You're right. Yes. It's a young cow. Yes. So it's a calf. Right. Very good. Yeah, we met all sorts of creatures up there. We even met strange man with a hat on. Okay? That's who this story is about. His name is Jacobus. He's from South Africa, and he'd never been to the Lake District before, and he was enjoying going hiking with us, even though he doesn't like the rain. He still went hiking with us. But something happened to Jacobus on this walk. If you look at him in this picture, and you look at him in this picture, you see a difference. Okay? I'll put it back to this picture. Not going to go back. Okay? You look at him in that picture, and then you look at him in this picture. What's the difference? Okay? That's one of the things, but there's another thing. Yeah? No? No glass. Very good. You're right. In the one picture, he's wearing glasses, and in this picture, he's not. What do you think happened to his glasses in between? Okay? He lost them. That's right, because we were walking in the rain, and sometimes it was raining, and sometimes it wasn't. So when it was raining, he would pull his hood up over his head, even over that hat he's wearing, and when it wasn't raining, he would throw his hood back. And one time, when he threw his hood back, his glasses must have just gone, sorry, didn't mean to hit you, but his glasses must have fallen off, and he didn't notice. And we were walking along, and he hadn't noticed at all. And we went for miles down this footpath, and he didn't notice his glasses were missing until we were back in the car, and it was dark. And he said to his wife, "Where's my glasses?" And she said, "Well, you had them." Because that's what wives do, isn't it? Yeah. And then we went back to our holiday cottage, and his glasses, he looked on the floor of the car to see if he'd left them there, and they weren't. And then in the evening, we looked back through all of these photographs, and we found that at lunchtime, he was wearing his glasses, and by the time we got to that wall, he wasn't wearing his glasses, and so we thought he's lost his glasses somewhere between lunchtime and that wall. And that is about 1 mile. Well, you know, those were expensive glasses, £500. And thought, well, you know, we'd better go back and look for them. What do you think we did at worship on the next morning? What do you think we did? Okay. We prayed. Yes, we prayed for him. And then we drove back to that valley. Thankfully, the sun was shining. But what's the chance of finding glasses along a mile stretch of valley with a river on one side and with sheep in the valley and with passers-by and grass? What do you think the chances are of finding glasses? 1 to 6,000. Yeah, you may be right. I don't know. But we'd prayed and we thought, you know, they're £500 glasses. We may as well go and look. And we walked all the way from this wall, 1 mile along this riverbank, back to the lunch place. We thought probably he'd dropped them at the lunch place. And so we went back to the lunch place. We walked around the rock where we sat and ate lunch maybe 10 times looking for his glasses. Do you think we found them? No, we didn't. So we'd walked 1 mile from where we know he'd lost them to the lunch place, looking both sides of the footpath, looking in the grass, looking on the edge of the river. Didn't find it. We started going back the other way, looking for his glasses, each side of the footpath, on the riverbank, up in the gorse bushes. We couldn't find his glasses. You know, we stopped and started talking to each other. And in fact, there's a picture of us. We look happy there because we weren't looking for his glasses in that picture. But the 4 of us, we were all looking for his glasses. And we stopped and we said to each other, this is hopeless. We're not going to find his glasses. Maybe they were in the river. Maybe somebody walking by had picked them up and taken them to the tea shop or dropped them in the police station, or maybe a sheep had eaten them, or, you know, who knows what may have happened to them. So what are we going to... We're not going to find them. And, you know, almost as we said the words, we're not going to find them, I looked down to just about where you're sitting there, and right in front of me on the grass was his pair of glasses. You are absolutely right. And do you think that he was a happy man? Yeah. He was such a happy man that he took us all out for lunch. So it was worth doing that walk twice. He was so happy to find his glasses. Now, do you think that was just coincidence, or do you think Jesus listened to us? Yeah, you think Jesus listened? Yeah, and he answered our prayers. I think he did. And you know, there's all sorts of passages in the Bible where we could talk about that. There's one here from Philippians that says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God." That's kind of long language, isn't it? But it's basically saying, don't worry about things. You know, Jacobus was worried because he'd lost his glasses. Alison was worried because she would have to pay for them. And we were worried for them. But we went and we gave our prayers to Jesus, and he answered them. And we found. But you know, I thought something else about that story as well. Can you think of any story in the Bible where things got lost? The lost coin, you're right. The lost sheep. Yeah, that's the lost coin, the lost sheep. Was there another lost story? The lost boy, you're right, the prodigal son. And in all three of those stories, in Luke chapter 15, at the end of the stories, it says there was rejoicing. You know, we rejoiced when Jacobus found his glasses, but don't you think that Jesus and the whole of heaven rejoices every time somebody says, "I love Jesus"? Do you think they do? Do you think we can make heaven rejoice now if we just all together say, "I love Jesus"? Right? 1, 2, 3.
I love Jesus.
Wow. That sounded good, didn't it, congregation? A whole bunch of children here that are making heaven rejoice. You deserve a worksheet for that. So thank you for listening to my story. I need some helpers. Are you going to help give them out? And another helper giving them out. And, hang on. Right, another helper and you. Okay, you four give them out. You have to get it from one of those four now. Okay? Thank you very much. Wow, we've got some enthusiastic children, haven't we? And we've got some over here that's dressed very, very smartly in a Newbold school uniform. And they're going to sing for us now. I'm looking forward to that. Newbold School Choir.
The Bible says, "As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." Our school's choir this morning are celebrating harvest and all the good gifts God has given us, remembering with thankfulness how fortunate we are to have enough to eat every day. And we would also like to thank all the members of this church for all they do to support us. Thank you.
Radishes round Thanks so much for the music. That was beautiful. Believe it or not, almost 100 years ago, I used to play the recorder in the Newbold School Choir. And it sounded beautiful. Thank you for singing for us, too.